Right, that's me away.
Okay. The kids tell me you're a country and western singer.
Country and western? Oh, it's just country.
I didn't realise. You must be very good, because all I've heard all week is Rosalind, Rosalind, Rosalind. Why country?
Because there's 3 chords in the truth. Yeah, it goes like that. It just gets whatever's in their route. Anyways, I'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
That was a clip from Wild Rose, and it is an absolute pleasure to be joined by one of the stars of the film, Sophie Okonedo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I am going to say straight up, it'll probably become apparent very quickly, I love this film so much. I think by the end of this year, it's definitely going to be in the list of one of my films of the year.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
Congratulations.
Brilliant.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about the film and where your character fits into it, please?
It's about Rosalind Harlan, who's this country singer who's played by the amazing, amazing talent of Jessie Buckley. And she's just come out of prison. She's got 2 young kids who are living with her mother. And she lives in Glasgow, in a kind of really tough part of Glasgow. And she has dreams of being a country singer and going to Nashville. And it seems like an impossible dream at that point in her life. And she has to get a job, and she gets a job working for my character, Susanna, who's quite sort of middle-class woman who's ended up finding herself in Glasgow. She's married a Scottish man, and she's living in Glasgow, and she comes to work for me. And basically, I find out about her talent, hear her sing, and part of my job in the film is that I try to get her, get her break. It sounds like a selfless thing on my character's part, but actually it's because she kind of reignites my own kind of, I'm a slightly bored housewife at that stage. Yeah. And then she comes into my life and just re-energises everything.
Yeah. Who's this firecracker
yeah,
that's
yeah,
giving me
she is, yeah. But also she's got, because of the life she's had and difficulty, there's a lot of self-sabotage, and she does sabotage things, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, there's a lot of complications involved in there, definitely.
Yeah.
Was it this script that made you want to get involved, Nicole Taylor's script?
Well, the first thing that got me involved is Tom Harper, because I've worked with Tom, I think, is it once? Yeah, anyway, I worked with Tom before on a film we did quite a few years back called War Book, which no one saw, but it was really good.
Yeah.
And I've stayed in friends with him, and I just think he's just the most brilliant person to work with. A, because he's a really amazing director and does brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
But B, he's just the most fun person to be on a set with, and he's just that glass is half full sort of person. So there was just always a joy. It's like a joyous event being on a set with him.
Yeah.
And people like that I just want to work with all the time. And so he's like, I've got something for you, and just have a read and see what you think. And then Nicole, I already, think she's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
So when I read it, I just thought, oh, this is such an incredible story. And I worked quite a lot with Nicole to kind of try and make Susanna just as real as possible. So there's not just the kind of annoying middle-class woman with the kind of, although she is a bit that as well, but with the kind of the sort of salt of the earth, working class, to make it more kind of nuanced and stuff like that. And we had a really good time sort of filling her out a bit, And then on set, Tom's so free that you have a lot of freedom.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the way he works, that you just have, he just lets the camera run and you just do things. And I think that really appealed to me and Jess. And both of us kind of have quite a similar way of working, and we're both kind of quite spontaneous. And all the scenes, it was just so easy to be in them, because, particularly all the party scenes and the singing, and they were all real musicians, and they were all incredible musicians. And so we were just, surrounded by, and even the extras. We tried to do this kind of birthday party where Rosalind's meant to kind of do this sort of singing number. I won't tell you what happens, but she's meant to do my kind of 50th birthday party. And we tried to do that scene twice on 2 different days, because it just, torrential rain. And, the band just kind of, the musicians just started playing, and everyone was singing in the rain. And, it was such a kind of delightful atmosphere. There was no moaning and groaning at all. And I felt like the whole, as well as the cast, the whole crew were just really behind this film, because it was made for not much money and stuff.
Yeah.
And my only regret is that I literally only spent 1 day with Julie Waters, which is, and I just, I'm like,
What were you thinking, Sophie?
I know, just one day I got to spend in the green room with her for about 2 hours, had the best fun, and then that was it. We didn't really cross over, we were kind of filming separately, so...
Well, that's one of the many things that I love about the film is this kind of, this sort of thread and the way that it's really rounded and refreshing portrayal of kind of mothers, you know, be that yourself, Julie and Jessie, and then also her daughter as well, and how these relationships, you know, the complications that come with it, but the truth that I think the film really delves into, and how complicated those relationships can be, and watching that relationship between Marion, Julie Walters' character, and Rosalind, Jessie's character, is that I related to that so much in terms of I was horrible to my mum sometimes, and it's that kind of how it grows, and it was really refreshing to see.
Yeah, I think Nicole, she's a tremendous talent. She's a tremendous writer. I can't wait to see what she does next. Actually, she really understands human nature, and to write these women characters in such a fulsome way, complicated and difficult and nuanced.
And wonderful humour in there as well. Like there's a running gag about Rosalind being everyone's saying she's a country western singer. She's no.
I know, that's what I was saying. It's not country western, it's country music. I better get that right. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know the difference.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, totally. But it just feels so much truth in it as well, and the fact that Nicole's been a country music fan from since she was knee high as well. So
she introduced me to it. So
there we go. You're a lifelong fan.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, actually, no. It's fantastic. My husband likes country music, so I did know a bit, but I didn't. I really got it when I was up there.
Can we talk a little bit about Jessie Buckley in this, because
she's incredible.
Yeah, it feels like it was written for her. I don't know if it was.
No, it wasn't written for her.
Okay.
But I think that's shows a sign of a great actor, is when it looks like it has been.
Yeah.
She has all those qualities, but obviously she's not the character, but she has those raw and sort of heart on her sleeve kind of qualities, I think, in real life. But she's an amazing actress, and just very solid and down to earth and enormous fun and free, and you can't really contain her. And I always like working with people like that, because it's just more, you just don't know what's going to happen, and that makes me better, because I prefer not knowing what's going to happen. I don't really set anything myself, and I hardly even say the lines out loud before I go, so it's kind of nice to have that with someone else.
I think as well the film might have overtaken Mrs. Doubtfire as my favourite scene with the Hoover and dancing.
Yes. We did that lots of times.
Well, I think you have to, really, don't you? It's just it's so great.
Yeah. And we're all kind of, there's so many times we were doing scenes where we were all just laughing behind the camera.
Wee bit of whiskey and a Hoover and you're off. Absolutely brilliant.
And Glasgow's a brilliant place to film.
Yeah, didn't you have fun?
Oh God, we had such good fun. There's so many nice places to go. We went out quite a lot. Yeah, actually, I'll be honest, we did go quite a lot.
It's a great city, because you have this kind of metropolis, and then kind of just on the outskirts of it, you have things like Loch Lomond, and this beautiful landscape. You kind of get that escape as well.
And there's loads of good restaurants.
Yeah,
really nice food.
Right, there we go. We should do a tour guide for Glasgow with Sophie. But you've also got this, you've got this beautiful, just heartfelt little independent film, and then on the other flip side of things, Hellboy as well, where you play Lady Hatton. And I watched this brilliant little clip of you from, I think it was the Christopher Robin premiere. Someone had asked you about it, and you're like, I can't say anything about it. It was obviously before you'd filmed, maybe. But you were like, but my mates are really excited about the fact that I'm in this film, because I've not seen them.
No, I've not.
But that's a great way of going into something like that.
I tell you what, it relieves you, I think of a lot of stuff. But I'm someone that I don't watch a lot. I've started to now sort of educate myself with more, but I don't watch loads of stuff. And the kind of research I do when I do things is not usually to do with watching stuff beforehand. Yeah. So no, I mean, I didn't have to do any research for playing Lady Hatton in Hellboy. I just went there and just camped it up, Is
that the attraction to from those two parallels of what was the attraction of being involved in something like Hellboy for you?
Well, Hellboy, actually, I just thought the script was really fun. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes I read those kind of, so I don't, what's the genre called? It's called...
I mean, it's comic book, isn't it?
Book,
it's graphic novels.
Yeah, sometimes they take themselves too seriously, but this doesn't. Yeah. But it has a kind of a serious undertone, and actually, he's a kind of imperfect kind of creature, and has kind of... is troubled and
doesn't fit in, and
changes his mind, and that's kind of complicated, and all the characters were really, it just made me laugh out loud when I read the script. So I thought this would just be really good fun, and I just had a really nice time. I went out there for quite a short time, filmed all my stuff at once.
Yeah.
Had an absolute blast, and then came home. And literally, my family were more impressed that I did that than anything. I've been doing Cleopatra,
Hellboy. Awards.
Yeah, Hellboy. That's all they want to see. So yeah.
I mean, David's, I think, done a brilliant job in encompassing this character, and he's definitely brought his own kind of humour and presence to it. Yeah. Obviously, you know, there's a couple of films before.
He's a proper actor though, so he's a really good actor.
On set, what is he in the? Is he fully made up?
Full on.
Is he?
And it looks exactly like the poster. I mean, when I first saw it the first day, it just like this red beast kind of just walked across, you know, onto the set with a kind of little kind of polystyrene coffee cup looking like a little kind of tissue in his hand, and it was incredible because I thought it'd be like CG. I didn't really know how these things work.
Yeah.
And so I thought, it'll be done later or something.
Yeah.
But no, it looked exactly like it looks in real life.
I had that. There's a moment in the film, a scene where Ian McShane's character, his dad, is filing his horn. And it's one of those things, you know, like someone scratching a blackboard sort of thing. It's like just the noise and the sight of the shavings coming out, just like one of those skin crawly kind of things. Such a minute thing and stuff, but it's like even the sound that they'd managed to encapsulate in that was amazing.
See, I don't normally watch things I'm in, but I actually think I will go and watch Hellboy. I kind of quite fancy.
You gotta get on the ride.
Yeah,
totally.
I do quite fancy going with my popcorn, sitting at the back with my family, and just having a good old laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. What's next? Because it's wonderful to see, you know, the theatre career and how fantastic that's been, and then these wonderful choices that you make as a film actress as well. What's the thing that forms your decisions about what you do next?
Well, anything that's long term or is going to take up a lot of my time, it's story.
Yeah.
Sometimes the end product isn't that good, but somehow along the way I would have thought the story was interesting enough, the character was interesting enough. I do think people think I've had some massive plan, but I really am I haven't had no plan about where my career is going to go, what I'm going to do. I've had no master plan at all. I've just looked literally what's ahead of me. For like, you know, it's a bit like doing childcare when the children are young. I've never look ahead. Yeah. Just what's happening this week.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
I mean, part of my plan at the moment is, okay, I feel like I've been on stage for 4 years now. I've done show after show after show, 2 on Broadway, 2, one in the West End and 1 at the National. So I feel like I just have a break from the theatre. But as soon as I say that, you'll just see me next month signing up for another play. So I mean, I have these great plans. I'm going to go do my own series in America, and then I don't do it. Do you know what I mean? I go and do something at the Royal Court. You know, so I don't know what's next. I do know what's next, but I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, not one of them. Well, listen, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
And please go and watch Wild Rose.
Okay, I will. Tom and Jessie deserve.